Hey guys, today I'm going to show you how to create a button using a script. So what you want to do first is you want to create a UI button, and we will use it as a prefab so that we can initialize and create a button in code. So basically what we're doing is we're creating a prefab to copy and create a button. So what you want, I created a button here, and it's going to create a canvas and event system. And what you want to do is, suppose we can just scale this up to like 300 by 200. Now we have this button here, and I'm assuming we can also scale the text up as well, something like, I'm going to call it test. So this button does nothing at the moment, and what we want to do is create a prefab with it by dragging it into a folder down here, and we have a prefab. We can literally just delete the button right now. We don't need it. We have a prefab now that has everything the data needed. And if you go to and create a new script here, so at the moment this script has nothing in it. We want to take the canvas parent, because the button's going to be created in the canvas. I mean, you want the canvas to be the parent for the button to be displayed, and we want to take another game object, and we're going to call it btn prefab. So this is our copy prefab that we just made, and here's how you're going to initialize it. We are going to initialize it in start, so we're going to create game object. So we're going to just call it btn button equals instantiate. And we want to pass in the copy, prefab copy, and we also want to pass in the canvas as the parent. And next thing is parent dot transform. So the canvas, the transform. And then next thing we want to do is create a function. So we can actually create a private function. We don't need it to be public. Private, I'm going to call it something like private void click test, and I'm just going to debug.log click, so it'll output click when I click onto the button. And this we can pass the method here into the button by doing, we have to get the component, because it's a game object at the moment. It contains all the components, such as the button component. That's what we want. Also, we have to use the Unity engine.ui there to be able to get the button here. And then we got the button here, so we're gonna go on click dot add listener, and we want to add the method that we're gonna call. So this is the button. This is what the button will call, the function it'll call, and then we add it there. And what happens is that when we click on the button, it'll do click, it'll just debug click. So now when we go back to our world here, what you want to do is you want to create something like an empty and call it a game manager or something like that, game manager, and we want to add the script that we created there, and it'll ask you for a canvas and a button. So we have the canvas already, but what the button prefab we already have as well. We made it here, and we can just drag it in there. And now if we run the program right now, it'll create that button that we created at the start of the game, as you can see. And when I click it, it'll debug that. So it's pretty cool that you can create buttons from script and stuff like that, because if you want to create multiple buttons and stuff like that, you can just do it through code instead of placing all of them, and you can add your function that you want and stuff like that. I'll show you in the next video how to make multiple buttons and how to in a for loop, so that you can call each one through basically the for loop, instead of having to copy and paste code to make each button. Alright, thanks for watching. If you need help, join my Discord.